I hope my audio is going to come in loud and clear. Welcome to Black Women Making Money. Of course, we'll be home, the upwardly mobile Black woman. Wanted to come today and just, chit chat with you ladies. I'm actually enjoying a nice summer afternoon here on the back deck, and yeah, just thought I'd come and say hello. I know that we're going to do our longer imposter syndrome conversation, and I thought I would just kind of start it off now just because, just been thinking about it with regards to, we talked, I think it was last week, one of my morning sessions about imposter syndrome and um, how we really feel like we're imposters with regards to like our careers, our networking, who do we think we are? People asking us, who do we think we are? And I've been doing some research with regards to imposter syndrome. And one of the things that they are saying is that the smarter we are, thus upwardly mobile Black women, the smarter we are, the more um, the more prone we are to feeling this imposter syndrome. Because the smarter we are, the more we know that we don't know a lot of stuff. And I'm like this. I'm a mortgage loan officer by trade. And as much as people tell me, like, hey, Cherie, you're one of the best. Hey, Cherie, you're great. Hey, Cherie, do your thing. I feel like imposter because there's so much I don't know. And I'm just waiting, waiting for, like, you know, somebody to discover me. Like, you're not Superwoman. What, you have to actually go and like refer to the guidelines and figure things out in your industry. And so many of us feel, that imposter syndrome. So I don't know how many people are going to come on tonight because this is, like I said, a surprise live. But I did want to just kind of have you all share your thoughts with regards to being an imposter, feeling that imposter syndrome. Um, One of the reasons, like they said, that we feel imposter syndrome, and this is like the psychologists, people like that, is because we are so smart and we realize that, people are going to discover that we don't know what we think we know, right? And I started thinking about, like, how do you get over imposter syndrome? How do you get past imposter syndrome? And there's this guy that I listen to who says, uh, now this is in the mortgage space. Obviously, if you're like in medical, or even though in medical, people make mistakes all the time and get past it. This guy says, anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Just get started. And what he means by that is that in order to get over imposter syndrome, you have to do. You have to do things. I have to show up to work every day. I have to do my social media content. I have to have loan consultations. I have to write loans. I have to get questions from people so that I can say, oh, I didn't know that. I don't know the answer to that. Let me get back to you, right? And then, of course, knowing where to find the answers. But in order for you to get past imposter syndrome, you're going to have to do things. Anything worth doing is worth doing badly. You just have to get started. So taking that job that you feel you are not qualified for, even though you have 80% of the qualifications, a WASP male would still apply. And most women, period, but most Black women will not apply for that job unless they are 100%. 100%, or they feel they're 100% qualified. And how many opportunities do we lose because we feel like we are imposters, because we don't feel like we can actually go and reach for the stars and do something incredible. So maybe if you are looking at positions, or maybe better yet, if a recruiter is calling you and you don't feel like you qualify for that job, that recruiter's calling you. They're calling you for a reason. They're calling you for a reason. What is this? I'm sorry, I should have been looking at the chat closely. Another thing is networking. We talk all the time about imposter syndrome when it comes to networking. That's actually one of the big things on this channel that I hear so many of you talk about. I feel like an imposter, Cherie, during networking. Remember what this guy says, anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly. Just get started. Going out to the first networking session, to the second, to the third, to the fourth. Eventually you'll get better and better and better. You think that when I go to a networking session that I feel confident all the time? No. Especially when I first started being a mortgage loan officer, I did not feel confident all the time. But guess what? I went. I got started. I went. I moved forward. I went again. I went again. And by going over and over again, one of the things within your networking, imposter syndrome, when you go over and over again, you'll get better at learning how to talk to people, at learning how to give your elevator pitch, at learning how to say, this is what I do. This is why I'm excellent. And guess what? Certain people will start giving you a chance. They will support your business. They will support proposing you for that job in their company, etc. So the key to getting past imposter syndrome, is really to just get started, to just keep moving, to just keep doing, to understand that we at Black Women Making Money, we are the home of the upwardly mobile Black women. That puts us in the top 20%, period. And the reason that you have imposter syndrome is because you don't want to let people down. The reason that you have imposter syndrome is because you feel like you don't know enough. And letting some of that go is going to be so important to your success. Letting some of that go. So yeah, so tonight is, the imposter syndrome discussion. Wanted to share some of those things with you. Like I said, I did some follow-up research with regards to this, and it's an important topic. And at some point, probably going to invite Victoria, the credit solutionist herself. I'm going to invite Victoria to come and probably have a longer conversation with me as well with regards to imposter syndrome and how we actually overcome that. Because the truth is that some of us are leaving $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year of additional income, additional W-2 income on the table because we feel like we're an imposter when we're really not. Some of us have businesses that should be making 3, 4, 5 times the amount it should be making, but because we feel like an imposter, we're not making the amount of money in our businesses that we should be making. So that's the word of the evening. Thank you so much for being here. Hit the like button on your way out, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.